We are Jonna Jonsson, Carlos Redondo Peralta, and Christian Paredes Guzman from the course in Interactive Technologies for Digital Humanities at the Linnaeus University of Sweden, Spring 2024. We have created a project based on interactive storytelling in Stornoway and 3 3D designs in Tinkercad. The idea was to use a part of Swedish history of significant historical value that is still very much present in both educational contexts and as inspiration for storytelling and art. That's why we decided to use Norse mythology and gods as our themes, limited to focus on 3 main characters: Thor, Balder, and Odin. The goal was to base our project on the Swedish school law to motivate it as an interactive and engaging activity and complement to the existing education for children. Therefore, we interviewed 5 individuals with education and experience in the fields of communication, education, and pedagogic work, as well as 1 data scientist, physicist, and programmer, to also provide the work with a digital perspective. These individuals would help us to motivate this project as an engaging and interactive activity, suitable for children in educational contexts. In this short interview question, we aim to let the individuals answer spontaneously to get qualitative and descriptive responses to their first impressions of our idea. This work was named Walking with Norse Gods. We aim to add a sense of mysticism to the storytelling to capture the powerful stories about heroism, faith, and the battle between the gods and mythical things. This would highlight some of the virtues and flaws of each of the gods chosen. The 3D designs were meant to symbolize the 3 gods, and is connected to the storytelling by being the potential prize if the child reaches a high point on the test. Which one of the 3D designs the child wins depends on for which god the child had the highest points.
Hello everyone, here are the 3D models that we have chosen to do for our students for the elementary school of Sweden. We have chosen 3 gods, as you know, Odin, Thor, and Balder. We have chosen here the spear of Odin, Gungnir, the Thor, hammer, Mjolnir, and the symbol of Balder, this is Dag. Well, the process of 3D, we think this is an interesting way for students to get to know more in deep what they are learning from the teachers, and also a more visual way to understand the subjects or what the teachers are teaching. Yeah, about this, we have tinkered this. The main thing was to shape something that really represents each god. In this case, for example, the Odin spear was some parts of it some challenging because of these parts. So with Tinkercad, it is more difficult to really use each of the vertex. So there are no vertex in the whole process. So it's not like 3ds Max or Maya, where you can have a deeper control of what you are doing. But yeah, this one was one of it. I'm going to go back, and the thing is that we can also send it to other people, invite people to work on this, but we can also export it for 3D printing as a .ovg. So there are other options, but this is amazing. So children or students, depending on which grade, they can use different 3D printers to get a simple object. So if they win the test, also the challenges that the teachers propose. The same was with the Thor hammer. We have added here the triqueta. It's a symbol of Thor, and also in the Celtic and Norse mythology, it's like the life transition between life and the beginning of life, the transition of it and the death, but also parts where Thor were born and Midgard. Yes, and the last one is about the god of light, and it was more challenging or difficult to find an object because it's like sunflowers are more efficient for him or symbolic one. This god was killed by a blinded god, and this was an easy way to do that. It is really easy to design it in 3D. So the challenges here were not so high. Yes. So thank you so much. I think this object can bring a lot to the teachers, and we were also thinking about a deeper connection between these objects and also the backgrounds or other videos, so you can include these models into the explanation of the subjects, not only print them. Yeah. Thank you so much for hearing me.
So this is our project page. See, we had 3 prototypes, 2 which we didn't go too far with. One focused solely on 6th graders. The other one was mostly randomized. So we decided to go with a quiz game that's from 2nd grade to 6th grade. This is our map. We start off with a summary of Norse mythology creation, and then we picked Odin, Thor, and Balder. Each god has 5 questions each, with corresponding answers, of course. We also tried taking photos from nature that is corresponding to each question. Then we gave them some creative names and descriptions for each question that follow a type of narrative. And for the point system, we went for game logic, the if or else. Here we have the conditions. And since this is the wrong answer section, we see that the value is set to 0, which of course means that the student would not get a point. And the else condition is virtually the same. Looking at the correct answer section, we see we have the exact same conditions, but the value is set to 1, which of course means that the student would get 1 point. And we have the same else condition. Here's a short example. So we have the question and the alternatives, and then we pick the wrong answer, and you get that. And we still carry on with the following question. And of course, if we repeat the same process again, but we instead pick the correct answer, we still move on, but the student would have gotten 1 point. Of course, if we want to grant a prize, we need to have all questions correctly answered. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. Well, before we take a look at the final map, let's go a bit to Thor's section. See that the conditions and options are the same, except I've added 1 more option. It's a bit messy, but yeah, we click on the 4th option, then we get to this clip, and here we have 4 hidden hotspots that will basically be fun facts where we see the similarities and differences between Norse mythology and entertainment media of various sources. Should be a fun way to make students realize that everything they see on movies and so on doesn't correspond to mythology, really. Then we try to implement some language alternatives, English, Spanish, and Swedish, but unfortunately Stormway doesn't have a sound feature. We tried text-based as well, but it requires a special font format, so we decided to skip that as well. For the final map, the grand prize, we see a beautifully created 3D model of Odin's spear coming here. So the students who get all the points will receive this prize, and then they will be able to print it out in real life as well. Those create a more engaging and immersive experience.
We want to use this project to argue how education can be made fun and interesting, at the same time as we want children to awaken interest in interactive technologies. After all, digital design and computer science is a broad field that will keep increasing its work opportunities in the future. Maybe this project can inspire children and teach them how to connect academic learning to creative making.